Hi guys, it's Hot Mess Mama. It is Tuesday. It is tax day. Did you guys get all your taxes in? Remember, we got an extra day because of the whole 15th fell on a Sunday, and then yesterday was some Emancipation Day, so we got some extra time. So there really is no excuse to not have your taxes in. But ours are in. That's a load off of our shoulders because that's always such a bear to deal with. But today I wanted to talk to you about a topic that's been on my mind for a week now, and I've been trying to figure out, get my arms around it. It's the layoff versus payoff situation. So you're going to hear it here first, that not this Monday, but the past Monday, I got a call from my husband from work, which is really rare, right? Because he's always so busy. I never get calls from him from work. So I kind of pick up the phone and he's like, hey, it's like 11 o'clock in the morning. Hey, I got riffed. I don't know if some of you are familiar with the term rift or being a product of a riff. Riff stands for RIF, reduction in force. Now, I know this term oh too well because in my life in the corporate world, I went through lots of rounds of those riffs and I survived lots of them. And there was one that I didn't survive and it shredded me to pieces. I was so emotional about it. I had put in 10 years of my life to this company and I loved my job and I defined myself by this job and I felt like I sacrificed so much for them and I felt like I did such a great job for them and I took it so personally. But when in reality, it was not something that was personal. It wasn't performance-based. It wasn't anything like that. It was just dollars and cents and the bottom line. And, it was in 2009, the economy tanked after, 9/11 and all that kind of stuff. So it was just, everyone was getting laid off. I was just like part of America's most popular club, the layoff club, right? Well, my husband never had to go through any of that. He's never been laid off before. He's never been fired before. So when I got this call at 11 o'clock on a Monday saying, hey, I've been riffed, I kind of froze dead in my tracks. And I kind of momentarily freaked out. And this is really selfish of me. But I didn't freak out. And I started I really was like, wow, wow. And I think we kind of knew something was coming. The writing was kind of on the wall. The parent company that owns him, was not doing so good financially. Their stock was not looking so great. And basically, it was one of those situations where they had to kind of let go of high paid headcount so that they could look good on the books because they're probably going to turn around trying to resell the company. So we knew that it was not performance-based for him. And they told him, they said, we're just eliminating your position. This is not performance-based. We just need to cut this headcount. So I was really trying to feel out my husband to see how he felt about it because we moved our entire life here to North Carolina 10 years ago. Our entire life got moved here. We left everything behind in Chicago. Our family, everything we knew. I birthed my first child here. We adopted our second child here. I, got laid off here. I, started a home-based business here. He worked really hard. He sacrificed so much. There were days where he would travel so much. I know I said in probably one of my very first videos, the guy was traveling crazy. He was probably gone 3+ weeks out of the month, right? Because he was constantly traveling and was on call all the time with them. There was he's missed Christmases because he was dealing with, crises at work, or he missed his daughter's birthday because he was traveling, or, the week after I gave birth to my son, he had to go to China, my first child, and I'm just gave birth a week ago, so he was missing. The kids were starting to miss him. The kids were like, why is daddy working all the time? I was missing him madly. So his job was taking a toll on him. He was sacrificing so much for this job. Now the job did give a lot back to him. It's put a roof over our head and pays for our expenses. And we realized that, at least, it was easy for me to realize because I've been in corporate America for so long that this was not something personal, but I wasn't sure how he was going to react to it. He acted quite bravely, actually. He was like, no, you know what? It is what it is. I'm not upset about it. Maybe I'll be upset about it tomorrow, he said, but right now I'm not upset about it. It's going to be okay. And I was like, yeah, you know what? You're right. It is going to be okay, and thankfully, news kind of spread fast within his industry and, he's already starting to, get interviews and such. And we know that he's got a severance package, so it's all going to be okay. But, we know that it's going to take time for him to get another job. But we're pretty confident. We know that he's going to get another job, but unfortunately, it's not going to be here. It's not going to be here in North Carolina. The work that he does, there's nothing else really around here for us. And so we're thinking to ourselves, okay, it's kind of scary right now, but it's kind of exciting at the same time, right? Because we can kind of start all over again. Who knows where we're going to go? We could go anywhere in the US. We go to Canada, we could go to Italy, we could go anywhere in the whole world if we wanted to, right? But there's that little element of scariness to it too, going, well, can't wait forever to get another job because we still need to, put food in our kids' bellies and send them to school, right? And but yet there's this element of excitement. So I think that, I wanted to give it a week before I told anybody about it, because I wanted my husband to be able to kind of digest it all. Because to be perfectly honest, when I hung up the phone with him that last Monday, I kind of hysterically wept. I wept. I was like, what is happening? Like, I all of a sudden, it just kind of hit me like a brick wall, and all of those memories flooded back from my own personal loss of my job, my layoff. And I thought, oh my gosh, I hope he's not going through this. And I want to make it different for him. I don't want him to feel the same way that I felt. And I want to be supportive of him. And how do I do that? So I kind of was like, so I'm finding myself doing things like, I'm not cutting back on our spending. I'm not changing any plans. I'm going about our life as business as usual, because I want to instill confidence in both of us that this is going to work out and it's going to be fine, right? But on the same token, I'm kind of thinking to myself, do I really need to spend that money on that XYZ thing, or do I really need to have that right now? So I keep finding myself trying to like tipping and tottering, wanting to kind of let God take this plan and let it unfold, because I know he's totally got God's name written all over this thing. Because for the last 10 years, to be perfectly honest, I've been saying, what am I doing in North Carolina? There's not a whole lot of opportunity for me here. And my husband is in this brutal job and it's taking its toll. Maybe if we went somewhere else, it would be better for us and be better for our family. So I think God kind of in a roundabout way answered my prayers. But I find myself like, I came home after my business trip and I was like, wow, that was probably our last Easter in this house, or I'm driving down the street thinking, this might be the last summer that I have here in North Carolina at the beach. Or I think, but then I think to myself, oh my gosh, I might have my husband for the whole summer. Like me and my husband and my kids, it could be just a great big party, right? So I'm trying to figure out ways that I can be supportive of him and supportive of this new adventure, but yet smart about it all. So looking to you. I'm sure that you're probably part of the layoff club, or have been fired or laid off, or maybe your partner or your spouse has, or someone of your family members. Like, what did you do to try to turn the negative into a positive? And how do we stay positive and keep that attitude? Because we don't want to scare our kids either, but the kids are incredibly perceptive. They pick up on this stuff. We haven't told our kids yet, because Daddy's still working. He's going to have another week before he has to, hand in his key, if you will. But so we're not quite sure how to tell the kids and what to tell the kids, because we don't have an answer for why, and we don't have an answer as to where we're going next and what this all means. And so, but luckily they're young enough that they can really adjust, right? Like, it's not like they're teens and they're established and they've got friends and all of that. They're 6 and 2, right? So what I did was, when he came home that Monday, I popped open a bottle of champagne and we toasted to each other and we said, I know this is scary right now, but we can do this together. Let's go on our next adventure. And we just got to be strong for each other and strong for the kids. And we're going to make it through this, right? So that's kind of where I'm at right now. But like, as the days go on, am I going to continue to have this positive attitude? And how can I continue to instill this positive attitude and this positive energy and this faith in God that everything's going to be not only just all right, but amazing, right? So I'm looking to you for some advice. How would you tell your kids? Gosh, I haven't even told my mom yet. How do I tell my mom? How do I tell my kids? How do I tell? There's so much hanging right now. Like, people are asking us to register for school next year. Don't know where we're going to be tomorrow, let alone next fall, right? I'm thinking about summer camps. Well, we may not be here for summer camps, or, thinking about houses that maybe we should be putting on the market, or how to go about doing another job search, because my husband is, right now is getting calls from recruiters and such, which is amazing, but, should we be doing more? And on the same token, should we be going about spending our money as usual, or should we be spending less? And like, how do we get our arms around all of this? How do we stay positive? How do we need to do this for our family. We need to make this into an adventure, but how do we do that? So I'm thinking of really creative ways that we can celebrate this layoff and have it not be so much of a layoff, but a payoff. Like, this is amazing. This is an amazing blessing that God is giving us. This is an amazing opportunity that is really going to pay off. It's going to make our lives so much better. It's going to be amazing for everybody in our family, right? So don't want to think of it as a layoff, but more of a payoff. Like, this is a really big benefit. So how do I celebrate? What do we do? So I'm thinking to myself, next Monday is the big day where Daddy hands in his keys. So I'm thinking, I think I need to throw some kind of party. What would you do? What kind of party would you do? Here's me going all over Pinterest looking for, layoff parties or layoff quotes or layoff gag gifts or layoff, anything, so that I can turn this into a lighthearted thing and turn it into a fun journey. So what do? Do you guys have any creative ideas on how I can do that? And how we can make this not scary to our kids? Heck, maybe they may not even have a clue, right? But so yeah, looking to you to help me turn this layoff attitude into a payoff attitude. So put your quotes on in here, and I would love to hear some of the stories of the things that maybe you've gone through. And, maybe you've had to have a bad layoff and had to pick up and move yourself all the way across the country. Or maybe an opportunity came right away, or maybe an opportunity didn't come right away, and how you dealt with it. Because these are all things I want to instill in my children confidence, and I want to instill in my children security. And as well, my husband too. So I'm trying to be a really good mom and a really supportive wife and a really strong woman. And a really fun mom, and a really fun wife, and a really fun woman. And I want to make this great. So how do I turn this lemons into lemonade? Looking to you for that kind of advice. Please give me some hearts, some thumbs up, some, advice, some suggestions, some ideas for making this a journey amazing. It is sad, but it's also a happy thing, I think. So I would love to hear your comments. I would love to have your love and support. I would love to have your positive energy and help me make this a fun thing. Like I said, turning this layoff into a payoff. So, and I have to figure out a way to tell my mom, because I'm sure my mom's going to freak out. She's probably going to freak out, get so scared and be so sad. I'm going to pray for you. I'm sure she's going to say, I'm so worried about you. And you don't need to be worried about me. You know why? He's got this, right? Who's got this? He's got this. This is all part of some beautiful plan that's going to make everything just so much better in our lives. I guess we just kind of have to ride it out and trust in that, and help and have God steer that ship, right? So, like I said, looking forward to hearing from you, looking forward to seeing some hearts, looking forward to seeing some happy thoughts and great ideas. Okay, think party. Think big blowout party, super fun, way to celebrate this, because I need your help and some ideas. All right, guys, have a great Tuesday. Happy tax day, and we will speak to you soon. Bye, guys.